Qatar is both a traditional Arabic country but also a thriving economy with some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. Many global technology and engineering companies support the development of oil and gas fields and the necessary infrastructure. One of these companies is Ramboll Oil Gas. At the Ramboll offices in Doha, several hundred consultants and specialists develop engineering solutions and designs for oil and gas installations, production and storage facilities.
The critical success factor is to ensure that our client is happy with the product we deliver, both in time but of course also for the right cost. I see this as a way to attack projects, a way to optimize the way we're doing things, and also to remove the lean, to remove the lack of work which is not adding value to either the client or also the company.
While Ramboll of course need to have top-notch technical knowledge and competent specialists, their delivery model is increasingly becoming a competitive parameter. The way Ramboll engineers and customer staff interact in order to deliver large integrated solutions is an essential capability. Ramboll Oil Gas use visual lean methods to speed up knowledge sharing, to strengthen cross-discipline coordination and to focus their projects towards defined targets and milestones. Front-loading is one of the methods used. The purpose of front-loading is to increase the level of joint knowledge in the very first weeks of a project. It helps avoid costly rework later in the project. It is done by developing a number of questions which are essential to answer in order to make the optimal solutions, either by going through a predefined list or by brainstorming the questions. After the session, the team splits to find the answers. They make calculations, visit sites, observe or interview users and talk to colleagues. 1 or 2 weeks later they share the gathered knowledge. Ramboll use a front-loading method called 200 questions.
So here's a visual planning board for an 8-week period. This is a board that the team uses together. Here on the left-hand side is a room for objectives, purpose, project success criteria, project deliverables, and some visualization of the project. In the middle part of the board you have the planning area where individual team members put up what their key milestones are when they have to complete things, and they coordinate between them. On the right-hand side you have room to have project KPIs, project risk, and other project improvement ideas. Here at the bottom you actually have the, let's say, the to-do list, the weekly next steps, etc., that the project needs to carry out. So in working with this, you'll actually be able to have your whole process documented every time you've done a weekly meeting on this poster here. So you don't have to make any further documentation.
Visual planning is a planning method which engages the whole team in establishing the project plan. That is important because it unleashes the knowledge and creativity of all participants in the project. Visual planning helps the team share the same vision about creating a unique solution for the users and customers. The visual planning poster with its time boxes and tracks help team members break down larger deliverables into frequent milestones. The visual plan also makes it easier for the team to coordinate activities between them and commit to their individual project tasks. After building the plan together, the team meets for 20 minutes once a week to follow up on completed milestones and to discuss potential risk factors.
And what we have done is, after a couple of days where we start looking a little more into what this project is all about, and we have had the first couple of meetings or introduction to the client, we are now going through the visual planning of this project by having all our technical departments down here, and we are redoing the visual planning of the project to make it more specific. And we have cut it down not to be the full project as I did in the first one I made here a couple of days ago, but instead we just take the first 8 weeks and focus on that one, because now we are trying to dig into, let's say, the more specific of this project.
And we can control the project. If we can see that one project is not going as planned, so we can push that particular project. Instead of keeping and hiding in the PC, everyone can see here. what's the project status. It's called, as you said, is visual planning. It's very helpful for us.
I think we have now a clear picture for at least 1 month every.
The biggest advantage is that we meet around this board every Sunday, and we look if we have achieved our goals for the period behind us, and what will be the deliveries for the coming period. And it involves everyone in the project, so no matter if you're the project manager or if you're the designer or draftsman or engineer, everyone has to put in their effort to this board. They have to put in their own stickers, so they feel they are more a part of the project instead of just being someone doing some special work.
Yeah, I think that the lean concept promotes individual thinking within a team environment, and that any member of the team can go up and physically see what any other member of the team is doing or is supposed to be doing and how it will impact directly upon his own output. And whereas in previous times where I've just simply left a hit list on an email system and copied it around, people tend to look at it once and then forget it. Whereas the lean, they're more inclined to go and have a look at it every day if they need to, because they at least have to be ticking off one of their post-its.
Also in the technical departments, visual work methods are used to increase teamwork, motivation and ultimately efficiency. In the piping design department, the manager reviews the current status with his team once a week. Together they go through the workload of individual team members, making sure nobody has too much to do or too little to do. They review potential concerns or risks preventing the team from doing a good job. And finally, they capture ideas for improving the work processes and templates used in the department.
As a team, it is very benefit. We can plan. Yeah.
Save more time.
We thought, okay, we have to issue the package. Oh, this is a time on this time and all. But if it is, we go for the plan and we know that one. Okay, we completed this one. Okay, as per the small milestone. Okay, so we have a little bit of relax working.
Especially the way where we are taking the start of a project, where we are moving most of the question up front to ensure that we have the right information before we kick off the project. That's really have gained a lot in our organization within this short time. It's also that people are getting the same language in the company, not just in this office but also in cross-border office.
The key underlying principle of lean in knowledge work is to establish a fast learning loop where people often share their work and ideas in a structured form. We call that plan, do, check, act, or continuous improvement. In addition to that, managers and knowledge workers must build common capabilities which help them 1. To understand what really happens. 2. To accelerate knowledge level before deciding. 3. Share knowledge intuitively. 4. Avoid endless development. 5. Do one thing at a time and do it fast. 6. Establish a heartbeat which everyone knows. And 7. Speak the language of the users and learn.